Gattsu.
Would you believe me if I told you this is the #1 rated anime of all time? Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a story about 4 heroes, Himmel, Aizen, Heiter, and Frieren, who embark on a 10-year adventure with the goal of defeating the Demon King. You know, the fantasy premise we've seen like, a million times before, but don't judge it yet. Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a story about what happens after the defeat of the Demon King, what to do after you fulfilled your life's purpose. Well, that sounds boring. How did this become the #1 rated anime of all time? Tell me, what makes it so great? Okay, it's her. This is our protagonist, Frieren, who is also an elf. And elves don't live up for 80 years like humans do. Instead, their average lifespan is around 100,000 years! That means her 10-year adventure equates to about 0.0001% of her lifespan. And to put it into perspective, 0.0001% of a human's lifespan is a bit less than 3 days. To her, the entire adventure went by on such a whim that she never had the time to cherish and appreciate the moment she had with her party until it was too late. 60 years after the Demon King's death, at the funeral of Himmel, the party member she had the strongest bond with, she's struck by the fleeting nature of human lives, realizing she took their relationships for granted and didn't even get to know him as a person. She decides that from this day onward, she'll learn about humans and get a better understanding of their emotions. Frieren's journey tells a story far beyond the bounds of a typical fantasy. She takes us on an adventure where we learn to understand the perspective of a near immortal being, see the world through her lens of view, and watch her learn how to cherish those around her and find a purpose in her eternal life. Pretty cool, right? But is a cool concept enough to make it the #1 anime of all time? No. I've seen plenty of stories with concepts far more intricate than Frieren's fall off after the first episode. The thing that separates Frieren is the fact that once it picks up its momentum, it just doesn't stop. Every season we get piles of boring, recycled, tropey anime content that makes me want to put a double-barrel shotgun in my mouth. So when a studio full of passionate individuals creates something that excels in every aspect of cinematography, it gets me that much more invested. I even made a 4-minute parody of the entire series that'll be waiting for you at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But first, have you guys heard of One Punch Man? You know, debatably one of the best animated series of all time, excluding season 2. One Punch Man was adapted by Studio Madhouse, the same people who worked on Frieren. And when I heard of that, I was like, oh, that means Frieren is gonna have good animation! This is not good animation. It's beyond that. It's, superb, outstanding, terrific. It just screams, Herpu, I wanted to see my family again. I haven't seen Sunraitu for 3 months. It's not just the action. Every frame looks like it could be turned into an animated wallpaper. The scenery, expressions, fabric. Oh, the fabric! Look at how Stark's hair and clothes move when he's flying. I have never seen anything like that before. This dragon is 2D animated. I don't remember the last time I saw anything bigger than a human 2D animated. It looks remarkable. The grass, water, trees all feel so alive. The world is breathing as we speak. The attention to detail like this rivals animation Goliaths like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. And this is an anime about understanding emotions. You didn't have to go this hard on both the action and the scenery. Oh yeah, the soundtracks are also pretty unique, elegant. Mas. Evan Call, how about I call you over and give you a big smooch on the forehead for blessing our genitals with some of the greatest original soundtracks in the whole medium. Everything this man composed felt like Ratatouille himself was slowly stroking me till I... Scrap that actually. Whether we're in the most climactic battle of this series or on a calm quest for the spell that turns semen into wine, the soundtracks perfectly reflect that, and so does the pacing. I have never seen a story take its plot progression so slowly, yet not bore the fuck out of me. We spent so much time in seemingly uninteresting locations while we're doing side quests like cleaning up a statue, fixing a cart, or finding medicine for an ill party member. Stuff like this takes entire episodes, and it's weird because when characters in other anime usually go on a side quest that detracts from the main plot, it becomes uninteresting and I start feeling like I'm watching a filler episode. But Frieren never feels that way. I think it's because the anime was never about achieving the goal as soon as possible, but rather about Frieren learning to appreciate the journey with her fellow party members in the present moment. There's no big bad chasing them and putting them on the clock. She even wants to spend another 5 years with one of her dwarf friends, but she can't because Fern and Stark, her human party members, will grow old if they do. This plot progression feels natural and it complements Frieren's identity as a series. I do believe the world building could be worked on a bit. Don't get me wrong, the world looks alive, but the locations don't. Let's take a look at another isekai that does that really well. Mushoku Tensei, every location stands out. Desert Village, Roxy Village, Jungle Village, Ice Village, Magic Academy, I can visualize them all. Frieren doesn't do that. Everything is the same and nothing makes me go, holy shit, that's so cool! Which I find super important in a fantasy that's supposed to immerse me in its world. However, is that inherently bad writing? I don't know, it could be symbolic. Maybe the author wanted to showcase the world through Frieren's lens of view, where nothing stands out since in the grand scheme of things, it all changes so quickly. But hey, I'm not Frieren, I want to know stuff about the inhabitants of these lands. What's their main food source? Is it potatoes, wheat, maybe a new fantasy food we've never heard of? How do they entertain themselves? What's their culture? Do they believe in a god? Have they been in wars before? What's their history? Because of the slow pacing, we spend so much time in random unimportant locations anyway, so I would have hoped to at least get a glimpse of what they're all about. But hey, what we got is fine, since we still want our main focus to be on it. Exaggerated expressions, tropes, and character archetypes are a notorious problem in anime. You know the tsundere, kudere, dandere, yandere, fuck my life dere. I hate it! I hate tropes! I hate that we cannot have unique and interesting characters because anime always appeals to the bitchesless. I've seen interesting stories become boring because of tropey and uninteresting characters, and I've also seen stories transform into works of art purely because of their interesting characters. I really enjoyed the first episode of Hell's Paradise. The scenery was gorgeous, the concept was interesting, and it hooked me in seconds. But if I hear Gabimaru the Empty has no emotions one more fucking time, I'm going to violate somebody's human rights. The characters are boring. I don't want to explore an interesting world with people I don't care about. This entire bitch's deal is the fact she has to deal with misogyny. That's her entire character. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just sexist. On the other hand, even though I don't really care about guitars and bands, I really enjoyed Bocce the Rock. I watched it purely because of the cast. They were fun, their chemistry was amazing, and Bocce is just like me for real! What I'm trying to say is that characters are the most important part of the story. And if Frieren does anything well, that would be its characters. They're likable, entertaining, yet still deeply flawed. Frieren has an easygoing personality. She's calm, wise, and calculative, as well as an absolute savage on the battlefield. Yet despite being 1000 years old, she's still just a child at heart. She doesn't wake up at the right time, waste her money on useless spells, doesn't understand human emotions, and appears super distant from the world. Fern is a calm, patient, and seriously talented mage, yet she tries so hard to act as the most mature person in the room while being one of the least. She's distant, quick to judge, and often too sure of herself while projecting her insecurities onto others. She takes care of Frieren and acts like she thinks an adult should, yet fails when it comes down to her social intelligence, which is most evident by how much of an asshole she is to Stark. Meanwhile, he's such a good guy, which is an insane writing feat considering male side characters are usually some of the most perverted, poorly written motherfuckers in anime. I'm looking at you, Zenitsu. He's also ridiculously strong, but still a wimp with a huge lack of confidence because his toxic father claimed that he'd never be good enough. He developed an inferiority complex with his older brother and still feels guilty for running away when his village got attacked, even though he was just a child. This is how you write good characters. You make them likable, give them positive and negative traits with the motivation to improve, and millions of people will support them on their journey. I want to see them develop. I want this adventure to act as a catalyst for change. I am rooting for Frieren to learn how to understand human emotions. I want Fern and Stark to mature together through personal experiences, become two well-established adults, and start dating! Please, I need this! Romance anime is shit. 5 hot girls falling for a guy with no personality is not it anymore. We're looking for real human connection, which we don't get because we watch anime, so we substitute it by watching anime! What I think separates the romance in Frieren is that Fern initially dislikes Stark, only slowly growing accustomed to him and eventually developing feelings. Just like in real life! apparently. This is also the first anime that got me rooting for a dead person to get some pussy. Himmel, the most likable characters in the series. Throughout Frieren's adventure, we get snippets of her previous party and their interactions. Here we learn how much Himmel loved Frieren and how oblivious she was to him. Every interaction we see makes me want Frieren to reach the resting grounds as soon as possible so they can talk again. We also get snippets of Hyder and Aizen, who are there to reflect Frieren and Stark. The way the story moves makes me yearn to see more of these characters. It's a work of art. Also, Frieren has no weird Japanese shit in it. You know, incest, pedophilia, something that rhymes with grape. So it's safe to recommend to any of your normie friends. Actually, now that I think about it, we do get some fan service, but it's not what you'd expect.
Me next, I want that.
The humor is also really good. The jokes land and the expressions characters make are pretty funny. Frieren smirking, Fern pouting, and Stark, whatever these are funny. Yet they all exemplify what these characters are at its core. Immature. Frieren's director, Kichiro Saito, excels at subtlety. The story is littered with information, especially about the characters, that is never particularly explained, and that's especially evident with the less important side characters. The author doesn't shove them into our faces. We don't see their backstories, and quite frankly, we don't need to. You can see their trauma and life experiences by the way they dress, act, and flinch at certain words. It's all up to interpretation, and it makes them that much more appealing. Kraft, Sein, Yubel, Land, Wirbel, Levine, Kane, Denken could all be the protagonists despite a large part of their personalities still being up to interpretation. Characters, both main and side, are all well written. But the antagonists are shit. I know, this series is really beloved, but y'all have to hear me out, okay? Demons in Frieren are boring, bland, and evil just for the sake of being evil. I mean, they eat human flesh to survive, which gives them somewhat of a personal motivation to be the way they are, but they're omnivores. They don't eat human flesh for survival, so why do they eat people? Does it taste good? Does it make them stronger? They even learn to replicate human speech and emotions to lure in their victims, which is interesting, yet the fact that they don't feel these emotions is what makes them bland and uninteresting. Why would I care just a tiny bit for the antagonist if they can't even reciprocate human emotions? The thing that makes a good antagonist is their humanity. Zuko, Obito, Pain, Zeke, Stain, all these characters work because their motivations make you go, shit, I kinda get them. Take that away and you've got an emotionless robot who is evil just for the sake of being evil. I wish the author had taken inspiration from, yes, I'm gonna say it, Tokyo Ghoul, and made the demons more like ghouls, so that they need to feast on human flesh to survive, but still have a strong sense of community and can actually experience human emotions. That would make them instantly more likable.
But Gabfr, not every antagonist needs to be relatable and understandable. It's okay to have the antagonist be evil just for the sake of being evil.
Of course, but at least make them entertaining. Sukuna is not relatable or understandable. He's a psychotic anarchist that does shit for the sake of being evil, but that's what his character is about. He doesn't kneel to the will of others and does whatever the fuck he wants to. He's a master of jujutsu, which makes him super intimidating as well as an entertaining villain. In order for Demons in Frieren to work, they would have to be at least a bit more entertaining. What if, for example, the only way they could experience emotions was through the thrill of hunting humans, kind of like we do with ducks? That would mean that for the rest of their lives, they would be looking for that high of hunting and killing humans like heroin addicts, which would make them much more interesting and entertaining, as well as complement their evolutionary ability to mimic human emotions. Just because a show does many things right, we mustn't be oblivious to its flaws. Regardless, the antagonists in Frieren don't need to be as strong a piece of writing since they're not the main focus of the story. Now to answer the question I posted at the start of the video. Does Frieren deserve the spot as the #1 anime ever made? Maybe. Depends on the criteria. If it's purely from a writing perspective, then no, it doesn't deserve to be #1. There's many anime that handle writing much better than Frieren, but my anime list doesn't rank anime solely based on writing. If it did, Demon Slayer wouldn't be above Made in Abyss, and Dangers in My Heart wouldn't be above Mob Psycho. It instead also critiques cinematography, soundtrack, spacing, emotional impact, voice acting, the whole package! After dissecting Frieren's layers, from its unique premise to its outstanding execution, it's clear why it resonates so deeply with fans of the medium. And considering what it takes to climb the ladder of my anime list, Frieren might as well just rightfully be placed as the #1 anime of all time. Now that we're done with the writing review, let's move on to the 4-minute parody of the entire Frieren anime that I made. However, this is spoiler territory, and if you haven't seen the anime, I suggest you skip to this timestamp. Otherwise, enjoy. Good job, guys, we defeated the Demon King, and we're now entering an era of peace. Frieren, what do you think of that?
I love spells!
Why is your voice like that? We couldn't find a female voice actor for the parody. Well, at least none of us fell in love with the lolly.
I love you, Frieren.
Oh, fuck off!
Aww, I love you too. As a party member. You're too young for me. Ask me again when you get older.
What's up, baby girl?
That's way too old.
My dick doesn't get hard anymore, Frieren.
Let's watch the meteor shower now.
Oh my god. This shit is too bright!
Shit was too bright. How you feeling, Frieren? It's whatever.
Do I smell onions?
Who the fuck is cutting onions at a funeral?
I'm even older now. I also found this child somewhere.
Yeah.
Frieren, wanna take care of her for the next 80 years?
Nah, not really.
I see. You don't have the balls.
What?
You don't have the balls. You don't have the balls.
God fucking damn it.
So Fern, you wanna learn magic?
Yeah. Aizen, I wanna ride Himmel's dick.
Couldn't you have done that like 80 years ago?
No, I'm gonna go to the resting grounds now so I can talk to him. Wanna come?
No, I'm way too overpowered. I don't even take fall damage.
Plus, you need a love interest for Fern. Do you know anybody who fits that criteria? Me! Nah. You sure about him?
He's Stark, my student. He once defeated a solar dragon.
Hey, heard you defeated a solar dragon.
I didn't. I just made sex jokes until it got weirded out and ran away.
I'm gonna touch you.
Dude, what the fuck?
Well, if you beat him for real, we'll let you join our party. I don't know, I'm pretty happy here.
Fern will let you smash.
Nah. Let's beat the fucking dragon!
The fuck?
I'm gonna stroke it!
Get the fuck away from me! Oh, my nails!
I'm gonna nail you down, daddy!
Miss me with that gay shit, dude.
Whoa, we're having little turbulence!
I'm gonna release my fireball!
You're gonna release it at me?
Shut the fuck up!
You could take him after all.
Oh yeah, I could. Even though he was a big boy. Oh, I took him on so hard.
You can drop the sexual jokes now. How about I drop my balls into your face?
Fern.
My homophobia radar.
My homophobia radar is going off!
And that's when I said, even after the surgery, you still have a 50% chance to kill yourself. Why'd you point your staff at me?
Because you're homophobic!
Is she for real?
No. Prove that you're not homophobic!
My favorite game is Animal Crossing? Phew, thank God, I knew you were on the spectrum.
I came to rescue you, even though I enjoy seeing big muscular men tied up. Miss me with that gay shit, dude.
Well. How does a non-binary ninja kill their victims? I don't know. Yeah, me neither. I'm homophobic! Any last words?
Fern, help me for fuck's sake! I'm getting dominated here!
You seriously think a silly mage can...
You dare stand before me, Frieren? This will initiate the scale of obedience, which ranks our homophobia level. Whoever wins will have their opponent obey their every command. Holy shit!
Cora, your life is nothing!
You serve zero purpose! You should kill yourself now!
I need something warm inside me right now.
Oh shit, let's go to the cabin. Nah.
変態とは心外だな
Is that Tj Toons?
今でも青が澄んでいる今でも青は澄んでいる
This is the hero sword that hadn't been pulled out the stone for over 1,000 years.
I wanna pull it out.
Stark, don't pull out.
Should I keep it in?
Yes, don't pull out.
Nah. Oh, I need to take a piss right now. Take a piss? Huh. This is where Himmel the hero once took a piss as well. I need to take a piss right now. Oh my god.
Oh, that feels so good. I've been holding it in for 2 days. Oh, a snake bit me. You'll be fine.
You're gonna fucking die! Oh my god!
Don't worry, I got it.
Oh my god. Thank you so much. How do I repay?
The hospital bill will be $30,000.
Oh my god!
Calm down. If you don't have the money, I can teach you a money-making technique that will pay your bill in no time.
Oh yeah, you can?
It's the most masculine, manly way only hard men earn money with. Hard men? I'm in. You wanna know?
I wanna know.
You wanna know?
Tell me please.
It's called gambling!
We lost everything.
Come on a journey with us. We need a priest. And why would I want to do that? We've got a MILF in our party.
Where?
It's me. I would rather fuck a flower.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
For us to continue our plot progression, we must pass the first grade mage exam. Side characters, introduce yourselves.
I'm hot as fuck.
I'm Bakugo.
I'm a dickhead.
I'm strong as fuck.
I am.
My armpits make people horny.
I created a dope ass barrier.
Man, fuck your barrier!
Congrats on passing the first exam. The second exam will require you to explore a dungeon. Nothing easier than that. See? Easy.
Fern, my homophobia radar is going off again. And I mean really going off.
Behind this door must stand the most homophobic person in the world. Ah, shit.
Homophobic blast!
No. Shit, I look pretty badass. Yeah, me too. You gonna do something? Are you gonna do something? I insist you go first. No, you go first. I don't wanna be that girl, but a pillar is gonna fall! Do you gotta say no?
I'm gonna summon a black
hole! What the fuck? Why are you summoning black holes now? Yeah. Frieren Riz! He's right behind me, isn't he? Time for me to rank all these mages. Fail, smash, fail, hey, fail. Yeah. Pass. Welp. Maybe Frieren Beyond Journey's End was the friends we made along. Please shut the fuck up. I'd appreciate if you hit the like button since it really helps out the algorithm. And if you like content like this, I'll also really appreciate if you checked out my Mob Psycho video, which was a huge passion project, but it underperformed in the algorithm, so please give it a watch. Goodbye, my Gabfr.
Mag 'em, try me, I don't give a fuck.